Another day and history has been made. What am I talking about? Well, stay tuned because I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief brought to you by Lay of the Land, and you know that we do this every Monday to Thursday. So what am I talking about, you want to know? Well, let me tell you. Yesterday we brought you the story that Israel and the United Arab Emirates would be signing a free trade agreement. Well, early this morning, that agreement was signed, making it the first time that Israel has signed this kind of agreement with an Arab state. And it is also signed less than 2 years since the anniversary of the signing of the historic Abraham Accords. And it is also the quickest signing of an agreement of this kind in the history of Israel. Prime Minister Bennett thanked Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed, saying that this is truly an example of the warming of peace between our two countries. And in less than 2 years, we have seen extraordinary strides made. Hardly a week goes by without news of another memorandum of understanding or agreement in another sphere of cooperation being signed. And this goes for the Bahrainis and the Moroccans, as well as the momentum of these historic accords starts to gain speed. We also see it in the interaction between people on social media, and Twitter is case in point. And I know I sometimes say Twitter's the toilet of the internet, but sometimes it does surprise you, and this is evident by the increase of goodwill between Emiratis, Bahrainis, Moroccans and Israelis. In other news, and we have been following the story as promised, the appeal hearing for the Israeli sentenced to death for drug smuggling in the Emirates has been postponed. The appeal hearing will take place on June the 7th, and we will bring you those updates. Yesterday, we brought you the story of disruptions at the Jerusalem Day March on Sunday. Extremists and racists from within the now 50,000 marchers really spoilt the event for so many who just wanted to march and show their love of Jerusalem. These extremists and racists called out racist epithets and also clashed with Palestinians, and we do acknowledge incitement from the Palestinian side as well. Yesterday, our Defense Minister Benny Gantz said it was time to declare the extremist groups La Familia and La Hava as terror organizations, and this sentiment was echoed by Internal Security Minister Omer Bar-Lev, who says it's time for them to be outlawed. Prime Minister Bennett also condemned the presence of La Familia and La Hava at the march, saying that it ruined everything for everybody and that this kind of extremism and racism will not be tolerated. And while we are talking about normalization and deals being signed, we now go to our offshore natural gas deposits. Israel's Energy Minister Karine El-Hara announced yesterday that Israel is going to open up new competitive opportunities for anybody who wants to be involved in exporting natural gas. Israel is also signing a three-way agreement with Egypt and Europe to export natural gas through Egypt into Europe. And this comes at a time where gas prices are rising around the world, including here in Israel, as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and countries around the world sanctioning Russia and cancelling gas exports. Al-Hara also said that this presents great opportunities for Israel. However, Israel's economy will come first. So those are the top stories making headlines today. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. I have an article up there all about how CNN in their report accusing the Israeli army of intentionally killing journalist Shireen Abu Akleh used experts that were dubious to say the least. What am I talking about? Check it out on our website and also on our Facebook page. You can find us at Lottle's site. If you see us, please share our content and don't forget to like us or follow us. We're on YouTube. Our channel is at the Israel Brief. And the Israel Brief. Please consider subscribing, because that way we get the news from Israel out to as many people as possible. And we're on Twitter. You can find our handle at Lay of the Land 5. So short and sweet today with those headlines. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, and I will see you again tomorrow.